Happy Halloween.
Hello, this is Manny, and you're listening to Feliz Christmas, Merry Navidad, the bilingual, multilingual Christmas podcast. Happy Halloween, everybody. And that's a Halloween treat for you or a trick. Guess who I have with me?
It's CJ Baby, formerly from Christmas Conversations. Thank you for having me, Manny. Happy Halloween, soon to be Merry Christmas, but we'll get it kicked off talking about our Halloween, I guess.
We're an hour and 8 minutes away from our official start of the Christmas season.
Yeah. Just over an hour from now, it's all going to switch from pumpkins and pumpkin spice to eggnog and naughty and nice.
And peppermint.
Peppermint, yeah. I love peppermint.
I have a bunch of peppermint stashed down there, but let's get rid of the pumpkin real quick. CJ, how was your Halloween with your family, with your girls?
It was good, man. Most of the day we spent watching horror movies. So yeah, we watched It Too. And they wanted to watch a bit of the original Halloween, but it really wasn't kid friendly, I would guess. So they just wanted to watch some Walking Dead. So that's what we did. And it's actually a funny story. The other night I was coming back from the store and I'd forgotten to get gas and I was low on gas. So today I had to go get some kind of face makeup for the girls for Halloween. And I was making the corner right where the gas station was. And for the second time in my life, my car ran out of gas. So I had to pull over and I had to, basically call my wife and be like, yeah, can you come get me? All because the other night I was just thinking of certain things I had to do and I forgot to fill up. So I was like, I thought I'd make it, but yeah, second time in my life I ran out of gas. I was like, shit. Am I allowed to say shit? But yeah, so
I'm not editing it out because I do not edit. We leave this on natural. So
yeah, no, so that happened today. So that was fun. And then we came back, got the girls ready. I have twin girls. One was Chucky, the other one was Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey when she is in the pajamas and she's crying over Joker, I think. I don't know. So I, put on the face tattoos for Harley Quinn on the one girl. My wife did the other daughter. Did her Chucky makeup because she didn't want to wear the mask because I don't know, made her feel too hot. So yeah, we went out and we agreed to bring two of their friends, and I swear to God, I'll never do it again. Like honestly, man, the way that kids talk now is just maybe that's how we were when we were young, but all the bros, yos, and like they're just loud laughing, and it's just like, please stay off the grass, like those classic parents. One, say please, say trick or treat, be nice. And honestly, it just made me appreciate how well behaved my kids are because I don't know, putting them all together is just like, oh my God. So it was pretty stressful, but anyway, we grabbed some pizza after and relaxed. So we're back home now. Literally like an hour ago, we were just getting home. So yeah, that's how my Halloween went. What did you do today?
Well, we started, we were supposed to get some groceries and stuff like that since it's a coincidence that my wife and me were off today. But we ended up going to JCPenney and buying a bunch of Christmas stuff. And then we didn't want to carry it. And it was like 20% cheaper if we got it online and delivered for free at home. So after we went to get everything, we were just like, we'll just get it home. We'll get it next week. Yeah. And then we decided to go to Sam's Club. And we already had a bunch of candy over here. We walk in and we see cupcakes. So we got cupcakes. And I'm like, well, some other people are giving, treats for the adults. So I just walked down and up and down and until I figured what I was going to get for the adults, which I'm going to put the pictures later on the social medias. And we had costumes. We haven't, like my wife and me, I don't think we've ever dressed up together. I think the last time I dressed up was 2016, like for Halloween or anything. So we were dressed up as Sam from Trick or Treat. She had the nice, sexy female version of Sam. I just had the put the mask on and look like a tiny person, since you know that you guys called me out for. So that was the best costume for me, was either that on the penguin, but my belly wasn't big enough.
You're a little too slim for penguin, I think.
Yes, so Sam it is. And I mean, I still have it on because I literally just I turned on my PlayStation when I got all this finished updating everything. My PlayStation's right here. Just like last year, the kids over here in this area, they're really educated. Like, we had some wild, crazy kids or whatnot, and it was a few hundred kids. We had full-size candy bars, we had bite size, we had Capri Suns for them and the cupcakes.
Man, you guys sound like the best house. Like, I would have loved to go to your house when I was a kid.
A few kids yelled, "This is the best house." And kids just kept coming and coming. And then my next door neighbor, she had a cauldron full of bite-sized candy, but it was just the same thing, like high-end bite-sized candy as well. We had the high end, and we had like from the dollar store. We had a bunch of things because some of the like smaller kids, they don't care what size the candy bar is or whatever. They'll prefer like something that looks sweet or sour or whatever, and they'll grab one. And a bunch of these kids are like, "Oh, can I get another?" I'm like, "Dude, there's candy there. We could give candy every day from here to Christmas. So, just claw it." And it's fun. I mean, we noticed that last year, but last year this neighborhood was relatively new. This year it's a lot more kids. There was a lot more kids that came from other places, since it's spread on social media that there's good candy here. We still have candy, man. Like my neighbor's cauldron, it's like over half still. Like, I'm taking all the rest of the candy to work because I cannot do another piece of candy. It was an experience. I got to meet some of the neighbors. But it was pretty cool just being dressed up with my wife in front of our house. We kind of missed going to different houses last year. At the end of the night we did, but even when we thought we could go walking, like, more kids showed up from other neighborhoods. So it was fun. I mean, I was looking at the houses and I'm like, this is the art. But then I talked to my neighbor and we're kind of planning something for Christmas. And then another neighbor, he's like, "I don't think we've ever met. We just wave at each other." They came and introduced themselves. He wants to throw a string of lights from my house to his. We live in a cul-de-sac, so that'll be freaking hilarious. I mean, I'll even put a freaking sleigh over there if I can.
That would be actually pretty freaking cool.
So we were talking about getting Christmas stuff ready when all our Halloween decorations are up. There were neighbors with a fire pit, right? Like, they put it right in their driveway. Like, everybody was sitting out. I like this version of trick-or-treating instead of knocking on the doors, because I mean, if you're inside, you don't see what's going on. You have to come out every time. So everybody just sets up their tables outside and their baskets, and it's pretty neat. And some of the grown-ups were happy of the alcohol we had for them. But
I've never been to a house where they gave alcohol. I would ask for two.
No, people were like, they were iffy because I mean, apparently they didn't like what the other neighbors had or whatever. But once they opened my thing, they were like excited. Like, two of them went down the block and they came back. "I just burned the calories. Can I have some more?" I'm like, "Dude, there's enough."
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. I would love to get alcohol, but normally I'm the one who drives, so I could only keep it to maybe one or two.
I didn't give it to the guys. I didn't give it to the dads driving in the little golf carts, even though it's in the neighborhood. I'm like, nah, if you're walking, then
exactly.
You'll burn it. I mean, I'm very cautious when it comes to that. And I don't know, man. I mean, it was better than we planned out. I mean, it was an experience. It was really warm. It was like 60 something in the afternoon, and it's been raining all week, and it was cloudy all day, except today. They say, "Oh, since it's Sunday, we're going to start at 5:30. But man, like at 5:30 is when the sun actually came out. So like, I had my costume and I was like melting. So I just stayed in my garage for a while the sun went out. And then I put the candy outside because I mean, it was 65, but with that sun, it felt infernal. And then once the sun went away, it started getting cold. Then, it was a pleasure having the costume because I have a bunch of clothes underneath the costume regardless, because it was supposed to be cold. And I mean, got to meet a neighbor that he's into coffee just like we are. The other ones are into hot cocoa. So yeah, man.
Sounds exciting.
Oh, and we were doing babysitter scouting. I mean, for all you guys out there, pray for us. I mean, we want to have our kids. So we're like, if we have big candy bars and we have all this over here, they're going to remember us. So there's a bunch of, candidates for when we do need a babysitter.
So is that something you're actively trying to have kids right now?
Yeah. I mean, practice makes perfect. I mean, but apparently, thank God I'm not playing basketball because with that shot, I'll be benched. But
hey, man, the funny thing is, like, my wife and I basically started trying and it happened fairly quick and we got twins. So I only ever wanted 2 kids. I was like, yeah, I think that's it. But I have two girls, and they're all like, "Oh, do you want a boy?" And I'm just like, I see how some boys are, and I'm just like, "Nah, I'm good with girls." So no, but I hope you guys do have kids, man. I think you'd be a fun ass dad.
Well, you have what it's our dream. We want twin girls. Like
Yeah,
I always grew up wanting a boy and a girl since I have my first cousins are boy and a girl twin, and I'm what 11 years older than them. So I used to babysit them and take care of them, and it was pretty fun. But
yeah,
not all kids are like them. Like they were
yeah,
like cool,
exactly.
cool babies. Like when one was crying, the other one was laughing at the one crying, and then
Yeah,
it happened to the other one, and my aunt was always like, "What the heck?" Like it's hilarious because at least they didn't cry. Most of the times they didn't cry at the same time.
yeah,
And then I'm 36, so I really don't want to wait too much to have one and then the other. So
yeah,
I'm really trying that when it actually does happen, it's twins. And I mean, we wanted to have summer babies, but
yeah.
I guess whatever happens, I mean, we can't plan out for what time of the year we want it. So
We ended up having them summer babies. They're born in July, so. But honestly, with twins, man, like everybody's like, "Oh, don't you find it hard when it's your first kids?" It's no harder for us than it is for someone with their first kid because it's all like perception, right? Like it's gonna be hard either way. You just learn how to manage it. But no, I think you'd be a good dad. And it's funny, like I look at it now and I'm like, oh, I think about having another kid, but I feel like I've aged out now. But then you make me feel like, oh, I'm not really that old because you're 36 and you're just starting, right? And a lot of people do at that age. So it's just because I had them around 25, like I was young. And I don't know. I think about maybe having one more, but man, it's a lot of responsibility, a lot of money. But
it's a reset.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I am grateful though that I had them young because like, they're gonna be 11 next year. And by the time they're 20, I'm only gonna be 45 if I'm still alive. Like, you know what I mean? So that's pretty good. But I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I wish you luck and I hope you guys can have some kids because yeah, I think you'd be a pretty cool dad, dude.
Unless I live the Miami life and start getting surgeries, I am going to be one of those grandpa looking dads at the rate I'm going. But,
Yeah, I don't have any false illusions. Like my family history is like pretty sketch. So if I live past 60, I'll be happy. I'll be like, I'm on board time after 50, pretty much the way my genetics work. So
yeah, I want to get it done now because I don't want, hey, your grandpa came to pick you up. I'm like,
I seen your wife. She still looks young. So I
yeah,
don't know.
she is younger than me at least. So
Oh yeah. How old is
yeah,
she? Like,
she's 31 now.
okay, yeah. So yeah, you got a young girl. She'll be around for them when you're old as hell.
Yeah,
You
when
can't
I'm,
do anything. When your
I mean,
hips are hurting.
oh, that's already happening.
Yeah, me too, dude.
At least I was able to stop going to the chiropractor because I did had 2 weekly visits, Mondays
Yeah.
and Fridays. Like for the weekend, just a stretchy Monday or whatever, and then on Fridays was just to get out all the stress. And man,
Yeah.
my hips, my backs, like even my toes. But at least, you know, I haven't lost the weight I want to lose. I don't look how I want to look, but at least I haven't been there in about 2 months now, which that's good because I was
Yeah.
going for over a year.
Yeah.
And at least that part I feel good that I was able to get rid of that part because man, I would sit down and I would be stiff. I
Yeah.
couldn't do road trips. I couldn't wear my work boots and just stand. Like we have safety meetings that we have to stand for about an hour. Like
Yeah.
after 15 minutes I was bad. Like I mean past few weeks I've been able to, they say, oh no, sit in the back of a pickup. No, I'm like I've been fine standing around and doing all that stuff. So
You got to do that DDP yoga.
yeah.
No, but no, I hear you. Like every day, if I don't stretch in the morning, like my legs, back, arms, I don't function as good as I can. But when I stretch, man, I feel good. I feel good every day. Like I stretch every morning just because it gets everything loose. Because if I don't stretch, man, I'm stiff the rest of the day. Like I can just feel it, right? So yeah, no, that's good. I love how we're talking about just being old ass men.
Yeah, I mean, that's isn't that how you get really into Christmas, being like old ass man, or at least having the spirit of an old ass man.
Well, yeah, you got to take on the spirit of Santa Claus, right?
Yep.
It's a good segue.
I started with a belly already, so.
Oh, I'm already there. I've had a belly for a while, but yeah, like we were like the whole point of this, I guess you said, was to kind of like talk about what we did on Halloween and kind of like put a pin in it and kiss it goodbye in a way. But I always feel like Halloween is just in the way of Christmas sometimes. Like I just want to get past it, and then when November 1st hits, it's like it's not insane to like talk about Christmas now. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we do it all year. We do it all year round. But like I said, I wanted to get rid of Halloween, But then when it's here, like I do enjoy it. Like I really enjoyed it, and seeing all the kits and stuff like that, and seeing more houses decorated for Halloween this year than last
Yeah.
year. It just gives me hope that there's gonna be a lot more houses decorated for Christmas this year than last year.
Yeah, I kind of felt that swing tonight too. Like there was a lot more people out this year because like there was such a cloud over last Halloween. I mean, there's still a COVID cloud, but we're getting used to it and we're getting over it as like a world. Like it's still there, but we're not letting it dominate our lifestyle now. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah.
care which side of the fence you're on, whether you're a hard right or a hard left. I think a lot of us have like COVID fatigue right now. And no disrespect to anybody that has lost someone from it, because like we all like, our
We've
hearts
all-
go out to our
Most of
hearts
us
go
have
out to
lost a
them.
lot of people due to that.
Yeah,
but
it's true. And it's just one of those things now where like I feel like it's finally like a bit of a healing while we still get over it. But there were more houses decorated this year. There's more houses open, obviously, and it's like it's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. So I'm looking forward to hopefully more houses, like you said, being decorated for Christmas.
And I like the
just-
contactless thing. Like I said, not going out to the door, or whatever, just sitting out with all the candy outside. Because
Yeah,
at least we miss the part to go see the rest of the houses, but seeing all that, because remember when you're in your house, you only see whoever knocks on your door.
yeah, exactly.
So
And sometimes like there's some places that like have all their lights on and then they didn't answer. I was like, oh, all right. Like I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like they had all the lights on. I'm like, yeah, okay. Because if the lights aren't on, you don't go up, right? That's pretty much
Yep.
the international. Like I was like, oh, all right. I was like, whatever. But then there's some amazing people where they're like, there was like people outside having a party in their garage. And I guess we were going out there around 8 o'clock. So it's around the time where it's like getting a little late. And the drunk guy comes up. He's like, here, you guys are probably going to be the last ones. Take a bunch. And he's giving them like 10 chocolates each. It was fun, man. It was a nice night.
yeah, that's the same thing here. The last group that came, dude, just claw it. There was this kid from our table, from our trays, from the cauldron. This there, he just keep putting in his bag. His bag's overflowed, and then I go over. Then I look at my wife, and we're like, "What the heck? Like, what did he take?" Like it's just, and there were like 6 kids in that group, and they all took a bunch of candy. I'm like, this looks exactly the same. So
Yeah. They didn't really take much.
but they were like,
no,
they
they
got
did, but-
excited when you told them take more.
Oh yeah, for sure. I had like it's a funny story. I told this story to somebody, I don't know which podcast it was on, but I randomly ran into a lunch lady I used to have in school. Her name's Monica. And this place is about 45 minutes from where I live now. And she ends up living down the road from me. I seen her taking groceries out of her car randomly one day at a house. And I was like, that looks like Monica. I get out of my car. And I'm like, Monica? She's like, yeah. I'm like, it's me, CJ. She's like, oh my gosh. She starts crying because her and my mom were friends. So we've been in contact again ever since. And she wanted me to bring my girls by. She's like, I have something for them. So she got them like one of those boxes of chocolate that have like 100 candies in it. So we
Ooh.
started off there first. So they each get like 50 candies, I guess, right? But we took some of their friends trick-or-treating too. So we were driving one of the friends, Nelson. So when we got his bag out of the back of my truck, I was like, you know what? Here, take some of the girls. They're like, no, don't take it. I'm like, you got to share. They're like, no. So I took some from that. And he was like, yeah, thanks, man. I was like, kids, man, with candy, all you got to do is give them I guess that's where it comes from. Don't take candies from strangers, because the kids love candy, man. It's such an easy little motivator for them, man. Jeez.
My neighbor said she's taught her 2 daughters like how to play poker with candy. Like she says, and nights like this. So her daughter, I mean, she's probably what, 13, 14.
Yeah.
She dressed as Pitbull too. That was hilarious.
What, like the Mr. Worldwide?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when she showed me the picture, but when that girl's in front of me, I'm like, oh my, that was hilarious. So like all of a sudden her and her friends just ran into her house, and we're like, what the heck just happened? And my neighbor's like, oh no, they're just gonna go trade candies. I'm like, what? I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
are they gonna play poker now? She's like, no, because they don't have time for that, because I gotta drop some of them off again, but they're just gonna trade the candies. That's usually what they've done, always. Like, I like
Yeah.
this one, I don't like this one, and then whatever all of them don't love, they'll take tomorrow and they'll give away at school.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, okay, so I mean, they're almost in high school, and they're doing this whole thing. But I remember I used to do that in high school too. Like I trick-or-treated until I went to college.
You could
'Cause I
still
have-
trick or treat. They wouldn't know you were an adult.
I mean, they knew me, but I have my brother's 4 years younger than me, and my sister's 11 years younger than me. So we, I could still get away with it. But man, in Puerto Rico, they give you money. Like they give you dollars, they give you quarters and candy. Yes. Like you see the lady, like you remember I don't know if you had, I mean, I assume you had them, like the McDonald's bowls that they used to have, the Halloween ones. So the ladies would come out with like full of quarters and just toss quarters in your basket or in your pillowcase or whatever the heck is it that you had.
Yeah.
And man, like something like we did like on a good Halloween, we did like $100 each.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Man. Cause I mean, we would go, I mean, wherever it was on our side of the street, as long as we didn't have to cross the main road, but there was a bunch of houses and they knew us.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes, if they were old enough, like you'd be like, "Oh, can I have some more?" And she's like, "Well, I mean, come back later. Let's see what's safe." And like, there was one that she's been putting quarters there the whole year. She's like, "I'm not carrying this, back there." Like she just tossed hands full of quarters and stuff. And I don't know how it. I don't know how it is now, but you don't want to go now. There's no cops there. They went on strike. Yeah. They went on strike this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I could wait.
Yes. But I mean, so far everything's good. I mean, my sister dressed up for a few parties, even Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So apparently everything's cool. She won't go out if it's unsafe. So there's
that's good.
Halloween, yeah, it's a mess, but we're here for this. I mean, at the beginning of this, you're gonna hear the Halloween music, and guess what, bro? Halloween is over.
Then the Home Alone music comes in.
Yeah, I'll stick to that one until I could get the rights to actually play it.
Yeah. Well, I don't honestly. I think like you have to have like thousands upon thousands of listeners for them to even bother coming after you. I don't know.
But I mean, it depends. Because here's the thing: they have like an audio tracker. It happened to me on YouTube, and it happened to me when I was testing one of the episodes.
Yeah.
And then right there, Spotify came out with something like if you're a Spotify premium subscriber, you could add the track, but it's not going to be listened on any podcast. I mean, on any podcast platform, just Spotify.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
So if you put any music, I could put any song that's on Spotify because I have a Spotify subscription and I do it through Anchor.
Yeah.
And so I could play that. But if you're hearing it on Apple or anything else, you're not going to hear the music because it's the rights to Spotify.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I have one too, but when I just bought like the rights to the music I use at the beginning of my podcast, so I didn't really have to worry about it.
Oh, do I have to do that? Because JP made mine.
Who's JP?
John Paul. He was the guy that was editing my first things, and anytime I have a sound problem or
as long as he says it's okay for you to do it, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, he made it for me, and I have a screen. I'll just screenshot. Like I'll have a screenshot of it. Is this mine? Yes. Okay. That's your signature.
No,
buddy.
I just went to a site where they sell their beats or whatever, or their little songs. So I just typed in like Christmas jingle, and like it was like a hip hop style jingle that kind of went with what I like, and it was like $20. And I think it was $20 if you're not going to have over like 100,000 listeners. So I wasn't going to. So you know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm almost at 12,000 now. So I mean, which is good within a year. Yeah, I started right about August last year. So.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, was the podcast we did with Anthony and Jerry your highest listened one?
No,
really?
One of my highest ones is actually the one I have in Spanish.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
With my cousin and his friend, and it's not even mine. Like it's something that it's for their podcast. They have a podcast, but it was Christmas themed. Okay, so we just did. They put it on their side, and I put it on mine, but we didn't even do cross promo for it. But I guess people caught on to that one, but this one's been pretty good. This one has over 200 downloads, and it's been a few weeks.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure this one would, is gonna get a nice spike.
Well, yeah, because we're getting into November now, so it should spike up pretty good. And I'm fucking awesome. So,
hey, and have you heard? November 1st is official Christmas podcast day.
Is it actually?
Yes, we're starting that # Christmas podcast day.
All right, let's do that. I like that.
Yeah,
are you gonna put this out tomorrow? Are you?
We're gonna do what we're gonna do here. I'm not gonna edit anything.
Yeah,
this is gonna go al natural. I'm gonna put the intros and all that stuff, and I'm gonna upload it. And I mean, it's gonna start as Halloween, so it's gonna be like Christmas podcast day.
Yeah,
like, that's not too Christmassy. But how we know we're saying hello Christmas, welcome Christmas, Merry Christmas, Feliz Christmas, whatever. Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad. Tell
Yep.
tell us the story of when you sat beside Holy Feliciano. Whatever. Wasn't that you?
Yes. I mean, it's not a good story. I mean, and the thing is, um, he's blind.
Yeah.
And the first time I said this story to somebody, I said I saw him in first class on an American Airlines flight from Miami to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And they asked me, "Oh, did he see you?" I'm like, "No, man." Oh, famous people are like that. I'm like, "No, dude. Like the dude's blind." Oh, because they know who Jose Feliciano is just because of Feliz Navidad, but they don't know like he's a real big artist.
Yeah.
But and then I just took over from that. And I saw him, but he didn't even look at me. And people are like, "Oh, that's so mean." I'm like, it's not mean. Like he's blind. He didn't look at me. I'm like, "Oh, that's a bad joke." It's not a bad joke because it didn't start as a bad joke. A lot of people still to this day do not know he's a blind artist.
Yeah.
And then the story that goes around, along with that one, I think it's on Patreon. So it has to be on Patreon. I'm not gonna say it on the podcast because
Yeah.
I don't want people to know why he's a meanie, but he actually is. So
If anybody wants to do the research, I'm sure they can.
yeah, just look for him and his cousin, Jose Feliciano's cousin, and then you could go from
Yeah. So now that we're transitioning back into like we're entering the Christmas season, Christmas podcast day, what day do you start putting up stuff?
Well, this one's gonna be in between midnight and Christmas podcast day, and I'm going to try, guys. I am really going to try and put something out every 2 weeks. For the Christmas time.
Yeah.
Or the Christmas season. The Christmas time for a lot of people is after Turkey Day. We're gonna go from now to Thanksgiving and over, and then past January 8 days because I'm Puerto Rican and we could do that. Even though I've heard there's Christmas is longer in Puerto Rico, but I don't remember which one that is. But I would like to, I'll go at it with anybody to see who has the longest Christmas. I don't care if I have to take Christmas all the way to June.
It's funny, like when Christmas comes, like I get my stuff up normally but before middle of November, but by the time the end of New Year's, or like pretty much like the 31st, like or 1st or 2nd, I take the stuff down because I just want my space back because I put up so much stuff. So I know a lot of people keep it up until like February, March, but I can't do that, man. I need my space back. As much as I love Christmas and how much I'll miss all of the decorations, I just need my space back, man.
Well, this, it's still going. Some of them are not as bright. My hat with a blinking. But this year I was able. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a shortage in Christmas stuff, but where my wife works, it's just overflowed with Christmas stuff. But it's changing. Like it's a Christmas wonderland on there. But Walmart had Walmart. I always have a Walmart story.
Yeah.
They had Christmas trees on sale, 6-footers for $22. They're a little bit Charlie Brownish, but they're nice. So I told my wife, I'm just going to get one for every room in the house. And since 2 of the rooms they point to the front of the house, we did a test already over the weekends, but it was pouring. I literally wanted to put the lights around the house, at least the bottom frame until the guy that does the top came, but it was raining and at 40 something degrees. It's not fun to put up lights, but I really want it. As soon as we picked up the Halloween stuff, at least to like the frame of the house. Yeah.
So here, I got a question. So when you do lights outside of the house, you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you go like all out like Clark Griswold, or is less more for you? I always find that less lights, like very simple, is always the most beautiful.
I did last year the whole frame of the house. I think it's on the Instagram. Oh my God, I sound like a grandpa. On the Instagram.
On the Instagram, just pull it up. You see them pictures there, number sign 48.
So I did clear lights, but we have a light pole, 2 houses from mine. So the clear lights actually get lost with that light. Even the projector, I have a Halloween projector. I have it towards my neighbor's house because that's the dark part, because I put it on my garage, and because it's bright white LED from the pole. It's not these old school poles. So the clear lights just, they blend in. It looks nice from an angle, but you can't really appreciate it. So it
washes it out.
Yeah, but I have Halloween lights, like orange lights right in front of that pole, and you could see the Halloween lights. They're on the floor, and you could see them from down the street when you're coming. As soon as you could see that's the first thing you could see from the house. So I decided just to go and buy. I bought glass big color bulbs to put around the
Yeah.
house. The same ones that I had clear, but now they're gonna be colors. So that's gonna be nice. And I told my wife I really want to go full colorful now. Like colors bring happiness. Colors
Yeah.
have good vibes. I mean, clear lights, they're gonna, they're always in and out or whatever. And my Christmas tree, it's a pre-lit tree. I might go do just like last year, chop down another tree, have a second big tree in the living room. But
Yeah.
that one you could either do clear or do colors.
Yeah.
And I want to have a mostly colorful Christmas. I want to have something happy.
Colors are nice. Like
Yes.
last year, after Christmas, we went to one of the sales, and it was a place here. I mean, yeah, no, you guys have Home Depot, right? Do you guys have Lowe's?
Yes.
Okay, so it was Lowe's we went to, so I just wasn't sure. But they had this tree, and I forget the name of it, but there's an app you can use for it, and each light on the tree can be made any color you want or in any design that you want. And all you have to do is click the light on the app. So you can do all these different things, like random stuff. What are you writing in the group? Did someone message?
No, that picture. Like Michael Myers admiring what they did to his home, like what Big John and Little.
Oh,
John
yeah.
did.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we got that. So now we can decorate our tree with any color we want, and it can do different designs, like sparkling. It was like regular, like $1,400. You got it for like half off. So I mean, we still spent a lot of money on it, but I can't wait to put it up this year and just do a bunch of designs. I'm going to try to write FU in it just for fun to see if it works.
Just remember to change that out right before the 24th, because Santa
Yeah.
comes and he's like, F me,
No,
F you, buddy.
I just want to see if it'll work. I'll delete it out of the app, but there's even preset ones where you can make it like look like an American flag. Like it's really like, so you'd have like the white lights at the top with the blue around them, and then have it wrapped around in red and white kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
that's nice. I mean,
yeah,
I
I'll
won't-
take videos and show you when I put it up.
I own a house now, so actually I could go into something like that. Hopefully at the end of this Christmas, I could find something like that, in clearance.
Find the sales, man. That's the best time to get a tree. Why pay full price when you can get it for way less in like a month and a half? You know what I mean?
The tree that we bought, we were always gonna go. We said when we get a house, we want a natural tree, but we go to Sam's Club and it's like $400 or $500 a tree, and it's for $193. And I tell my wife, like, this is too good to pass. So then we bought it, but we bought it before even the Christmas tree farm was open.
Oh yeah.
So then we're like, oh crap. I mean, it's a beautiful tree. It's a good size. I wish it was, another a feet taller, but the lights are really bright. Yeah, I wish they did all the stuff that yours does, but now I'm gonna be looking forward to that because I am addicted to lights. Anything, I mean, look at my little accessory here. I mean, anything. If it
I actually thought that was a real lollipop when you first came on. I'm like, how did he bite it so perfectly?
No, man. I mean, if it was a real lollipop, it would actually look like this after all the freaking candy that we faked today. Not supposed to, but and I had a few drinks. I mean, I had to try what I was giving out,
Of course, man. You gotta try the supply, right?
I mean, my liver so far is not acted up. I mean, the first 2 sips I had of the first beer, I told my wife, I'm drunk. She's like, it hasn't even gone down your throat yet. I'm like, I'm dizzy. Like, I'm really dizzy right now. But then,
Man, he's a lightweight, I guess.
I mean, I haven't had a sip of alcohol since June.
Are you gonna try to get on that episode on Saturday? The drink
Oh,
along?
I said I would. Yes.
You got to do it, man.
I mean,
You don't have to drink a lot; just drink a little bit. I don't need an excuse to drink either way. Like,
I don't need an excuse. I like the reasons though.
Yeah. It's funny. Someone was talking about eggnog the other day. I've never had eggnog with rum or alcohol, period. I got to try it this year.
I had lactose-free eggnog the first time that I tried eggnog last year because it was a Kroger's supermarket here. So I got it. But the funny thing is, anybody that I talk to, like in this area in Georgia about eggnog, they're like, that's disgusting. Like,
Yeah,
I don't like that.
It's like hit or miss. People either hate it or love it. I love eggnog.
Well, over here, like at least most of the people that I've talked to, even my one of my neighbors, the one that I just met, he's like all into Christmas and everything. And I said eggnog, and he's like, my stomach just turned.
Oh,
Like,
what up? He's not really into Christmas.
Yeah, but then
spirit,
he's like, well, my brother loves eggnog. with a lot of brandy in it. I'm like, so he likes brandy with some eggnog. He's like, yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I gotta try it this year. It's probably, you know what? It can't be. You ever had like a White Russian? Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like vodka, Kahlua, and ice, basically, right? So those are delicious. So I guess if you add a little bit of rum or maybe vodka to eggnog, it can't be that terrible.
But here's the thing: try that eggnog, because one day you're gonna try coquito, like Puerto. It's our version of eggnog, but it's from coconut.
Yeah,
Dude, you're not gonna want to know about eggnog ever again. And
really?
it's not because it's our drink. It's just because it is what it is. Like
Yeah,
my wife, the store that she used to be in when we moved to Georgia, she took a little bottle, no alcohol, and they were like, "Oh my god, I want this. How much a bottle for Christmas?" Like in Puerto Rico, the bottles go from $10 to $30 depending on the size.
yeah, yeah.
But they turned our kitchen into a freaking factory of coquito, and like everybody like, and I'm like, just seal this, put some tape on it, because if you're taking it to the store fridge, it's alcohol. You're not supposed to do it in there. They
Yeah.
didn't care. They're like, no, you bring it over here. Some of them I waited in the parking lot. You see like a weird transaction. I was just waiting. I was just, looking around. I'm gonna get shot because this looks shady. Oh man.
Yeah.
And then last year they kept asking for it, but now we made a few bottles. We did make one and give it to the next door neighbor, and she loved it. But spiked, or like we call it, like baptized.
Yeah.
It's the reference we use. So yeah, and this year we're gonna
mail me some.
Yeah.
It's illegal to mail, I think, alcohol over the border.
I mean, I could just tell you how much I could just make regular, but here's the thing: how is the shipping over there? Because like over here, like mailing stuff, it freaking sucks. It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, mailing like here is okay, but like mailing anything to the US is expensive. It's crazy.
No, I mean, I have my FedEx account, which that's what I would use instead of the regular post office. My grandma sent me Puerto Rican avocados and mangoes, and they were supposed to be here in 3 to 4 days, and they got here in 8 days. So avocados and mangoes, like when I opened my package mailbox, like
it was done.
Yeah, and the post office, I mean, I think they were playing soccer with that box.
Yeah.
And I mean, it took too long because I mean they go bad right away, but yeah, whatever. But the post office is kind of like US Post Office. You freaking suck in the United States right now. Like the worst service ever.
That's one of the things I love about avocados, but I also hate is like there's such like a small window to where they're like perfect, and then like you can't eat as much as you want unless you're making like guacamole or something. Like you're gonna have to have one that's not ripe enough, and then sometimes maybe just a little over. But it's like within 2 days, if you don't eat those avocados when they're ripe perfect, they're done. Like you can't even eat them.
Yep. Last year we lost a bunch of avocados, so from Thanksgiving to Christmas we stopped getting them in our groceries because it would be hard outside, and the next thing you know, the outside was still hard, and then they would start rotting. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So this year, around this season, I kind of took the risk 2 weeks ago when we got the groceries. We get them delivered because, busy people, we try to get them delivered. But again, Walmart knows what we like. So we just put reorder all. And it was the first time in my life that the avocados got here that day, and that day they were good to eat. Wow, but the thing is, I ordered 6 of them because usually you'll have like 6 days, like you could eat one every day. No, man, all 6 of them were ready to go. And my wife's like, you made so much guacamole, we're gonna have coffee and guacamole, right? And I'm like, I'll just try to, work out the whole weekend until we run out of guacamole. But by Monday afternoon, we ate it all. Because at least I make a real good guacamole. I learned from real Mexicans.
Yeah. I like it chunky. You like chunky guacamole?
However it comes out, because I mean, it depends on the avocado.
Yeah, more like do you put it in like a blender? I just like to mix it and crush it with like a spoon.
I do it with a fork.
Yeah.
So yes, then you'll like mine. And then the thing is, like after we put it in the fridge, if you put the right amount of lime and salt in it, it's not gonna go dark in the fridge.
Yeah.
So you'll see that mine 3 days later, it's still really green. Like most of it is green, but it starts out chunky. But yes, as the days go by, it's just gonna be more buttery.
Yeah, I just love guacamole. It's so versatile. You can have it with everything. You can put it on toast. You can just have it by itself. Put it on top of chicken, like anything. Guacamole is amazing, and with chips, obviously, or the Tostitos or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Question. I know we're going to have these conversations down the line, but this is what's coming up next. What's your tradition for Thanksgiving?
Well, Canadian Thanksgiving, because we don't celebrate American Thanksgiving, but I do personally celebrate American Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving is normally the second week in October, so we already had it. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, so we had Thanksgiving in October. The tradition normally is like turkey, mashed potatoes, like a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Get together with family, whether it be at my place, my mom's place, or my uncle's. What else? Like, I know that my niece made an amazing casserole this year. It was like I forget what kind it was, but I was like impressed because she's only 16, so I didn't know she could cook. I'm like, this is awesome. I brought a lot home, but that's normally our tradition for Canadian Thanksgiving. But for American Thanksgiving, I always take off work because I love football. This year I'm making a turkey. I'm gonna do some jalapeno poppers and something else. I forget. I don't know. My wife knows. She mentioned it. But I normally take off American Thanksgiving and we'll kind of do our own thing. It's kind of like our build up to shopping for Black Friday. So we'll eat up, we'll watch football, pick the kids up from school, bring them home, and they'll have some leftovers. But yeah, we don't have Thanksgiving the same day as you guys do. It's not as big here as it is there. Because like I heard that like Thanksgiving in the States is sometimes bigger than Christmas for some people there. Is that true?
Yeah, because there's some groups that they really not they don't do Christmas, but they'll still do Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And to me, I mean, to us in the Christmas podcast world, like we're just anxious for it to be morning because we already identify as Christmas. But usually growing up, my Christmas started on Thanksgiving, watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah.
Once Santa came on that screen, the credits rolled. Yeah, it's Christmas, and I mean, you'll see this year, and I'll share my memories from previous years.
Yeah.
Like, even if I'm on my cell phone, like I'm watching that thing right there, taking screenshots. Santa's here, Merry Christmas, and I'll start uploading it. But I mean, once you got the smell of turkey, or once I got the smell of turkey in my grandma's house, and the dust from the Christmas tree that we're taking, out from the closet like that, because I had asthma, and like Christmas ornament dust or whatever, it didn't give me allergies or anything. I was just so happy to be smelling that. And these old lights, like the older lights that my grandma had, after they were warm for the first time that year, you get that, plastic, like burnt plasticky smell. Not bad plasticky, but you know what I mean.
No, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when my Christmas would start. But I don't know, man. It's still 3 weeks away from there. So
it's gonna come quick though, man. I feel like this year has flown by compared to last year, which felt like 5 years in one.
Well, hopefully after I put my lights, it just slows down.
Yeah.
Because I really want to enjoy it. And I'll definitely social distance like towards Christmas.
Yeah, that's the double-edged sword about loving Christmas. We can't wait for it to get here. But when it finally comes close, we're like, all right, slow down a little bit. Let me enjoy it. I don't want to have to miss it again. You know what I mean? Like, that's the double-edged sword of being a Christmas lover. Because I always say December 26th is the most depressing day of the year when it's all over.
Well, in reality, the first month of the year is January. So as Puerto Ricans, we can look at it two ways. Christmas, December, and January, and ends in January. Or we could say just my year starts out with Christmas and we have the whole crappy year, blah, blah, blah. Everything goes on, some nice things. And we end up the year with Christmas. So I could take it either way to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
But it's still, like you said, like December 26th last year, I was like, wow. But last year I was caged, like everybody knows, in every podcast that I've been in. So this year I will do a lot more stuff. This is a surprise, and a lot of people would probably hear this towards Christmas. I'm going to Colombia mid-December. This was an impromptu trip. I was supposed to go in August because my second tattoo artist, he's in Colombia. So he started my Black Panther tattoo. He's gonna finish blending the top tattoo that which my first tattoo, and finish down here in the bottom. But when my friend said, okay, so let's go in December, it was just gonna be him and me because my wife and his wife would go on separate date. But I'm like, it's mid-December. I'm going to another country.
Yeah.
I want to see how Christmas is over there. So instead of going 3 days, we're going for 4. So we could actually get a full day and go all over freaking Colombia and see how Christmas is over there. So I will be recording and posting images and random videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I am excited. I did try. I was in Dominican Republic in 2015 for Christmas.
Yeah.
But in at the hotel I was in, they gave me a bad burger.
Oh, so you got sick?
Yeah, I got sick, and the gentleman that used to drive me around all the Dominican Republic,
Yeah.
he got sick too, and he's like, "Well, that burger had to be real bad because I could eat anything." He's an old timer that he'll eat everything and anything from the street with flies, like with the flies on it or whatever. He'll eat it. He's like, "I'd never get sick," and like we both had the same stomach bug, so I couldn't.
Gross.
Yeah, so I cut my trip short in December and went back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
As like the day they told me like this medication only lasts 12 hours and then you're gonna go back to liquid again, so you better take it when you know you're leaving. So
You're sick.
I mean, I was sick. I mean, it's not on me. So the hotel, pulled some strings. They were a pretty good hotel. They didn't charge the company that I used to work for those days, but they did make sure that the airline had a seat for me at the perfect schedule. But the funny thing is, it was on the other side of the country. So I had to drive like 8 hours or whatnot, but it was the thing of taking that medicine there and driving the 8 hours and then, hoping to get to Puerto Rico dry on the next day. But I don't know, man, like we didn't take the medication. He's like, if you're not taking it, I'm not taking it. He's like, solidarity. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're both going to crap ourselves on the way over there. But no, like
it's crazy.
I mean, these are Chris. I mean, honestly, it's a funny story. So this has been one of my Christmas miracles, honestly. So we made it over there. We made it to it's a rinky-dinky hotel, but I liked it because it had old school Christmas decorations. Like it's a very well-known hotel, but that hotel in that town wasn't as big. It looked old, everything, but everything was real good. And we told them like, hey, we have an upset stomach. Like we got food poison. Oh man, they gave us some soup and some broth, like magical broth. I didn't take the medication to go to Puerto Rico. Like my stomach was still feeling bad once I landed in Puerto Rico. Within, I went to sleep and stuff. The next day I was all new, and I still had like those pills over there. I'm like, wow. But it did mess up my Christmas over there because I went for work, but I was gonna take like a week over there. I was single. I wasn't going out with anybody or anything like that. So I just wanted to see the country for what it was, and I did not see any Christmas stuff. Like
you've had some rough Christmases. Didn't you have COVID last Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, no, but at least that one was the Christmas time when when it came to Christmas in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Oh man, like I did enjoy that. So I mean, at least that Christmas was, like I said, it was a Christmas miracle. Like everything went by, pretty cool. Yeah. Last Christmas, it was a downer. Like you made fun of me all year. I hadn't uploaded anything or barely anything. I was more on Jerry's podcast than my own.
Yeah.
But it was because of that. I mean, but hey, man, we Christmas people, we find like, oh, Christmas tree. Yes, Christmas started. I mean, it's September. It's September. I'm like, yeah, but I was waiting the whole year to get that spark back. And then, you're one of the reasons that, yes, I'm getting it back. You kept pushing in.
I kept talking crap about you not posting. I used to listen to your podcast and you stopped posting. I'm like, what the hell happened? I guess people are gonna think that about me now, but whatever.
We'll bring it back eventually. We'll come up with something. I mean,
maybe next year. We'll see how it goes.
We'll probably convince you before Christmas to drop something, even if it's a hi, bye.
Hello, this is Manny.
CJ's not here, but
yeah, it's me. It's a Christmas conversation.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send it to you.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to get Christmas going, man. I'm gonna put a couple trees up tomorrow. I think not like decorate, but just kind of place them and do the branches and stuff like that. But I'm ready to get it going. I'm not happy Halloween's over, but I'm happy we're on the Polar Express per se to Christmas.
I wish the Polar Express actually existed, that type of trip, not that crap that they have over here that they overcharge you for non-magical, but I wish it was an actual Christmas train that you could take, a whole week and just go around and, do Christmas stuff and come back.
There is one here. It's It's like a winter train.
Okay.
And I think it's like a few days. Like, I think it's like a weekend, and it takes you through like the snow-filled like forest and stuff. You'll go there, stop, and then come back. I haven't done it. My uncle and aunt did it, and they took pictures. It looked amazing. Like, it's, I don't know how, if I don't know if I get bored, but they do have like a restaurant on the train where you can go back and eat, and like a bar and stuff, and the different. It's not like a super Christmas thing, but I don't know. It's got like carts with beds in it, which is pretty freaking cool, you know.
I want to do something like that. And the area I'm in here in Georgia, about what now I could say it's, you know, about 30 minutes from my house. It's a town called Helen, Georgia. It's a German themed town. I think it was built by Germans. That's one of the most Christmassy places in the United States, but that one I would put in the top 50.
Yeah.
They tell me about Asheville and McCandonville in North Carolina. We went Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg in Tennessee. We went last Thanksgiving. Like we got in the car and just went across the Smokies and ended up over there. But we panicked because COVID was high there. And as soon as we get to Gatlinburg, they have like I don't know what you call that crap that you get in and you go up to the mountain and back. I forgot, like the sky ride or whatever.
Oh yeah, like a ski lift kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But man, there were thousands of people, like no masks. Okay, whatever. You're outside, but they're like, I don't know. They were like Siamese or something like that, you could say, because they were like stuck one to the other. Yeah. And we rolled down the window so we could take pictures because it's a very Christmassy town. Oh man, and you hear people talking and coughing, and we just got paranoid. We just roll the windows up. You see all our pictures are beautiful, but they have like a part of the car, like you see a reflection of the glass or whatever. Like we got paranoid. We were gonna go to Pigeon Forge, which is after Gatlinburg, and it's just dark. And then you get to another Christmassy location. There's like Christmas stuff all over the place. And so we're like, we might stay at a hotel. Man, when we looked at the hotel lobbies, it was just people. We're like, nope. I went. And then there was no places to eat because it's Thanksgiving. No places to eat whatsoever. And we didn't take Thanksgiving dinner with us. Like we should have just, even if we had cold turkey or whatever, we just left it over here because we just went for a drive. We just ended up in another state. And there was nothing open. So we go to a gas station on Thanksgiving, and the lady there, she was like really, really nice. But they had a bunch of candy bars that you don't see here because, I mean, candies and cereals and stuff like over here is by region, just like I guess everywhere else. So what they sell here, they don't sell over there and backwards. So we got some Thanksgiving candy bars. But then we decided not to go the same way we were coming because it was really dark. But, I mean, we still took the same mountain, but on the other side of Tennessee, which was like a very scary route. And then out of nowhere, we see a McDonald's.
Oh.
And like we don't do McDonald's. I mean, now we do. There's some McDonald's that we like on the way to Alabama. Like that's really, really nice McDonald's. Yeah. The food there, but we see this McDonald's and wow. And I was so hungry, so I asked for a double quarter pounder.
You just feasted.
Yeah, no, man. And then when I get it, like it looked like that McDonald's, like the employees and everybody there, and there were kids on the drive-through. It was after midnight and they're on bicycles, like a 12-year-old or whatever on a bicycle on the drive-through. It looked like the people from Wrong Turn. I kid you not. I don't know which town this is. I'm not gonna do it because somebody's gonna hear and they're gonna say
bad things about you.
Yes, very bad things about me, and I might deserve them. But no, I look like the cast from freaking Wrong Turn, so with makeup on.
The Hills Have Eyes.
And the Hills Have Eyes. That too. Oh man, exactly. So, and then I asked for a double quarter pounder. My wife just wanted fries and a coffee. Yeah. Dude, and when I get my burger, it's like a single little meat, and I open it up and I'm like, what the heck is this? So I go back and I'm like, hey, I asked for a double quarter pounder. Oh no, we'll make you one fresh, sir. Just wait over there. But like 13 seconds later, what they did was they took the little hamburger meat in and then they put the other two inside the same one, because when I open it, I'm like, I just saw the same design with the two pickles and whatever. I'm like, they're going to make it fresh. And my wife's like, are you going to fight? I'm like, I would usually stand up for this, but now they're really going to spit in it. So I was just checking, making sure it wasn't spit in or whatever. That was pretty dry. It probably put it under the armpit before they gave it to me or whatnot. But
Oh my
but
god.
I was really nice. I was really nice. But I told my wife, you know what? I grabbed the bag, I grabbed ketchup, and there we go. That'll cover her up. It wasn't hot enough to kill any germs, but
It'll drown away all the spit. The ketchup.
yeah, the acid right there on that. And yeah, I mean, it's an adventure. We did see a bunch of Christmas lights and it was worth it. But this year, yeah, we're gonna do Colombia. I want to go to North Carolina because there's a coworker of mine. Hopefully she's gonna hear this because they've been asking me, when do you start doing your transition, into Christmas? And that day I had the only shirt that T Public was able to get out, which was the one with a jack-o'-lantern with a Christmas hat on. But they closed my store till last week. So all the designs I had for Halloween, I didn't even bother uploading them.
What happened with that? Did you figure out?
They basically, what I did, the research on Reddit is like T Public, since you make money, easy money with them. If you have cool designs, you probably make like $1 to $4 on your shirt, depending what is it that you're selling.
Yeah.
But a lot of these independent artists just slam the service. So as soon as you open your store and you upload something 24 hours later, and it happened to Jerry too, they're going to send you an email that says that your store's been closed because you violated the terms. And I'm like, what terms did I violate? So I just went and sit down and went through all the terms. I did not violate anything. And Jerry just told me, just send him an email and said that you're the original, owner for this stuff. So I sent him an email. It took for freaking ever. Like his store, I think the day after, or most of the people the day after or two, it gets it. But I guess they didn't like mine. But yeah. I did send them the screenshots from the artist that was actually making my designs.
Yeah.
And in the whole conversation, I'm like, it's in Spanish, but if you want me to translate it, this is him asking for the opinion. This is my podcast and stuff like that. And I would just like, to have these designs. So I guess, this week I'll start uploading Christmas ones, but I did like the Halloween ones that I had. There was even one that similarly looked like this, but now not violating any copyrights or anything. It was just Feliz Christmas, Merry Navidad with different Halloween stuff. But
yeah,
at work, my coworker has one and his wife has one. And then when I showed the people in the office, they're like, "Oh man, you're already transitioning into Christmas." I'm like, "Yep." And then the people that came from other projects, they've heard about it. So they actually come up to me. So when do you start like turning into Santa Claus? I'm like, what are you talking about? Don't you like turn into Father Christmas? I'm like, no, they said Niño Navidad or Niño Navidad, which is like boy Christmas or Christmas boy, not Father Christmas. I'm not at that level yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought like you just started turning into Santa Claus. I'm like, no, I'm not Tim Allen. Like, I wish I could, but no.
You're going to be the Puerto Rican Santa at the mall.
There was a movie with an actual Puerto Rican Santa, which I forgot which one it was.
Man, Santa can be any color, man. It doesn't.
Well, here's the thing. Like have you seen those little Santas that go up and down the ladders with the lights?
Yeah.
So mine is black.
Yeah.
And they asked me, like, why is it like, have you seen my family line? Like, we're every freaking color, and that's the best thing ever. So then here's the thing, like we saw today, like I think they're for soap, like two Santas. There's a white Santa and a black Santa. Well, the white Santa seemed like, I told my wife, like, he seems miserable. Like he seems like he's been doing this too long. But then here's the black Santa, like he has like a smile on his face. I'm like, this guy would be happy to pump out soap.
Yeah, he's like, he's loving it. He's loving it.
Yeah, because he had his mind. The other one's like, come on, man. You gotta look happy.
Like,
I mean, especially now,
old white man.
Yeah, I mean, especially if I wanted to put a little thing in the bottom says, remember, it's 20 seconds to wash your hands, and then you see him with that face, they'll be like,
yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yep, I'm not even getting
soap. Keep the germs.
But I didn't get any of them because the pumps on the other one weren't working, and then on Sad Santa, I mean, I don't want Sad Santa in my guest bathroom. Yeah. Then I'll really know they're not going to wash their hands.
Disgusting.
Hey, CJ, but let's wrap this up. So how would you welcome Christmas to the Feliz Christmas, Merry Navidad podcast?
How would I welcome it? What do you mean? Just like,
I don't know, improvise on that one.
I don't get the question.
Halloween is over. It's over. Yeah. Help me welcome Christmas. Help me get everybody in the spirit of Christmas. Remember, by the time this thing uploads is Christmas podcast day, November 1st.
All right. I think I can handle that. So we're going to put away the pumpkin spice. We're going to transfer to who's been naughty or nice, just know that in 55 days from this recording, 55 sleeps, you're going to be waking up, hopefully, to a white Christmas. And if it's not, it doesn't matter, because all that matters is who's around you and family. I'm just hoping in between that time that you remember to love your family, be there for your family, make snowmen, have snowball fights, try to be the nicest person you can be, decorate, do what you want. Who cares about anybody else's opinion? But in 55 sleeps, you're going to wake up. You're going to hopefully open some presents. And just maybe, you might get a PS5. I don't know if I did a good job, but no, but seriously, I do hope that everybody listening to this just has a great build up to Christmas. We're putting Halloween away, and decorate. Don't spend out of your budget. It's not about the gifts. It's about loving each other. And, you know, just from now till then, try to remember that, and don't stress yourself out, because 98% of the population isn't rich. So don't try to overspend. Just do what you can. That's all I can really say, if that makes any sense.
Well, everybody, welcome Christmas time. Welcome the Christmas season. I am very thankful that, you know, this is my second Halloween episode. This is my first recording with just CJ. We've done, I guess, our past 10 my past 10 recordings with CJ. CJ's been all over.
Yep.
So we kind of talked about it before. CJ's podcast Christmas Conversation is on an indefinite hiatus. Let's call it that. If we're gonna put words to it, we're
sure.
But if CJ is gonna be around, he's still gonna be popping around in different recordings. If you want to see or hear him, you know, go on Spotify and Christmas Conversation. But Christmas is also on Totally Right Christmas, on 97 out of the last 96 Patreon episodes with Anthony and Tis the Podcast.
Yep.
There was the last one, which just dropped last night with Halloween Kills. They did a great, you know, life watch of that movie. I popped in right when they were saying goodbye. But they still, after they bullied me, after, I mean, I'm never late. Come on, man. I mean, you're usually the one that's late, but
guilty as charged.
But I took, you know, am I late or should I come back later thing? You know, I took it a little bit too far. But you know, like when they asked me about the movie, I had the best analysis I've ever had for a movie, and it was 2 weeks since I saw that movie.
No, you did well on that episode.
Yep. And we're gonna be together soon in the Christmas Story recording.
When's that one? I'm doing that one.
We are in that one with Kim and Anthony on the Patreon.
Oh,
we already recorded it. So
we did.
Yes,
we did a watch along.
Yes, A Christmas Story, man.
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay. Yeah. I think I might have been drinking that night. I'm not sure. Was I drinking?
Yes.
Okay, maybe that's why I don't remember.
Yeah, so that was a fun one. I've been looking every time I see a Patreon email come up. I'm like, well, it's not that. Oh, look, I am in that one.
Yeah,
not in the whole episode. I'm in the part where they say goodbye and then they cut me out. But you know, you could hear my voice in the last 13 seconds of that one. But you have to pay. You have to subscribe. So go and subscribe and support them. CJ always said, don't give them likes or anything. And
yeah, when I got some slack I got some slack for saying that. I used to always say I'm never gonna ask you to like and subscribe, and I'm never gonna start a Patreon.
Well, I am gonna sell merch. It's merch.fcmnpodcast.com. It's from TeePublic. You could get t-shirts, sweaters, mask if you're gonna be traveling by air. I mean, just get a FCMN mask, mugs, stickers. You could do whatever you could get whatever the heck you want with my logos on it. So it's pretty cool. I'm not going to become rich out of that, but it'd be nice to get people taking pictures. And the ones that I post on my Instagram, it's just my family and friends wearing the same shirt, making it seem like I sold a bunch of shirts so you could buy them. But if you buy them, I'll tag you and say that you bought it from me. But
you're ruining the image. You should have said that. You're too honest.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, I only have a set, and a coworker and me have a set because the store just came back. And hey, CJ, did you know that if you have the Facebook mobile app, you could actually transfer your podcast to Facebook mobile and hear it on your phone?
You were saying that the other night. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, I saw Jerry's thing. I put a like to it, and then like a little while later, Facebook just said, "Is this your podcast? Do you want to have your podcast on Facebook?" I'm like, Okay, verify your podcast, and we'll send you this code, and there it goes. So
Now
yeah,
he's
well,
available on podcast, y'all,
uh,
or on Facebook.
on Facebook podcast, but it's only on the mobile app.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I mean, when can you guys hear me? If you're hearing me now, then you don't need to know anything else because you're already hearing me. But yes, I am on every single podcast platform I could think of. I've checked them all. I'm not going to go over that. Just stay tuned to our social medias. We're going to have a lot of Christmas stuff. CJ is going to be popping up. I'm going to be popping up with CJ in different other podcasts. We have a nice, beautiful Christmas community where
it's okay.
Between being, elves and Santas and stuff like that, we're real people and we love sharing the spirit of Christmas with everybody. So
we do. That's actually really nice. It's good that you said that because we genuinely do like sharing the spirit of Christmas. And now we're going to call this prime time, November 1st on. So that's really good you said that. No, we do love sharing Christmas memories, traditions, just talking about it. So you will see us around. Manny's right. So this Christmas season, we're going to do our best to spread some Christmas cheer.
And with that, everybody, you have a good morning, good evening, or good night. And it's officially Christmas.
Bye.
Hello again, everyone. Don't forget, if you want to keep in touch with us and keep up with everything that's going on Feliz Christmas, Merry Navidad podcast, you can find us all over social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at FCMN Podcast. FCMN Podcast. Feliz Christmas, Merry Navidad.